Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. This is career mode. It's episode number 77. We're at Fleche, and we've already started off with a pretty bad scenario. Two big crashes in the early rain-filled part to this race has left the Ineos leader behind us. That's that group of 8. It was actually only 2 riders, but his whole team waited for him. So those guys are going to be making contact with this group soon. And then Eric Butt, right at the front of the pack, gets caught up in a crash of his own. And the breakaway, even though it only had 5 riders in it, somebody was very, very unhappy with the makeup of that breakaway to where we've been chasing the entire stage thus far. I finally had to just set orders within my team. You can see how tired Butt is in the chase, and doing 88, he's barely been getting on the front, so he is definitely not chasing alone. Ineos has made contact with us. It's now 13 riders trying to chase down that front group. You can see there's other riders that have been dropped, and I believe it's on merit. I don't think there's been any additional crashes. Eric Butt is going to be one of my protected riders if I can get him into that position. We've caught that front group, so hopefully that means the Peloton's going to sit up a bit, and these 13 riders, especially with the entire Ineos package apparently working for Moscon. It's a little surprising that that's who they'd be working for today. I'd say Walter looks like a much better option to me. Dunbar looks like a better option. Anybody looks like a better option than Moscon, just mostly because he's a bully. But let's let Ineos do the work, Eric, but we've got to make sure we actually make it there, if we're going to make it there. They are nearly 3 minutes behind. They had nearly made contact, but the Peloton just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So this is looking like a really, really tough day. In fact, right behind Johnson, we see a split in the field there momentarily. And you could see why. I mean, look, Johnson's... He's dead already. And we just started the Fleche Wallon. So, crazy day ahead of us, it looks like. And like I said, we'll see if these guys actually make it back. But Eric Butt and just a few Ineos riders are left from this chase group now. They are working quite hard. Moscon, Walter, and Dunbar are what's left of that group. The rest got dropped off, but they do regain contact for now on this downhill. This is a good opportunity for Butt to recover a bit. But again, Peloton already down to 140 riders. Yes, some of those out the back, namely 8, and now a whole nother group are down because of crashes in this rain, in this technical race. But this is crazy. You can see they've sat up just a little bit. We are beginning to recover. Johnson, not dead any longer, just quite tired. For Mark, looking good for Mark. +4 today. He is our chance. Now here's the thing about this race. It's a prestigious one. And apparently the entire group of strong punchers, they're all here. The favorites, the top 10 favorites for this race, the first 9 were all 80 plus in their hills ratings. The 10th one was a 79. And a very strong rider in every other aspect. So Vermark might be a 78 in hills rating, but with that mountain rating, Vermark is well below the favorites today. You can see the pace has picked up again. Eric Butt at least now has recovered slightly, but really not much. I think Eric Butt is not going to make it back. These 36 riders, they've only gained 40 seconds on the Peloton. That's it. That's it. It's a large group, but it's looking more like a group that's going to spend its time around the broom wagon. Ineos, the ones doing the majority of the chasing, well, it's Moscon and Walter. And yes, they're working hard, and yes, they just pulled back another 20 seconds. But the fatigue factor, I'm not sure they're going to make contact here. Butt's going to get dropped in this chase. It's down to 23 already. And It's 4K on that climb. I don't think he's going to be there when all is said and done. In fact, I don't think Zach Johnson's going to be there either. So this Peloton is definitely thinning out. It looks though there's a little lift in the tempo. That could help.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
I mean, we nearly have contact with Peloton, but no, not really, not quite.
For the final dash.
Okay, we hit the top. Johnson survives. But who nearly... I know I'm saying but, and it's German, but come on now. It's funner. Instead of saying boot. That's not how you spell das Boot. Anyway. But he's out the back. Yep. And he's made contact. The Peloton sat up enough. They really slowed up on this descent. But there's no break today. I mean, this has been absolutely crazy, but we do see a real lift in pace that suggests there could be a breakaway coming soon. Johnson has massively recovered. Eric Butt has made a large recovery himself, and actually, I'm going to send him back to get water as another crash. Pogacar in it, Bilbao in it, Dunbar is there, Paulus was there. That is a huge, important group of riders who went down in that one. 169 in the Peloton, but hangs on to his position, and he will recover to the front with water with 105k to go. All right, no breakaway. Is this the perfect time for there to be one? Is there somebody I want to send? Rodriguez, Ginn, maybe? The both of them? Can I send these two guys out? Let's go ahead. Let's see if we can form a two-man break. There's been no break. It's been intense. I would think that the field very much wants to sit up. That they're desperate to sit up. And that means I could send two guys out. Let's try 80 pace for now. And let's see what happens. No chase currently. They've pulled out to 40 seconds. Could this be a day for a later than normal break? I'd love to see that happen. 54 seconds. There's a minute. Once they get to over 2, we can sit up.
We're already at the halfway stage.
Cap's opening pretty slow, but here comes two more riders. Sepkras and Goins. Unknown rider there.
That's more than 2 minutes.
Okay, we are 2 minutes ahead. So let's sit up a bit. Blinking red at 78 though.
Puncture.
Okay.
The rider will have to burn some energy to get back into
let's
the pack.
back in place. Moreno, we will sacrifice your protection for our second man. Let's also set tempo much higher within this group. And let's see, these two are... Look at how the gap's going down with the two other riders that have gone away. For one, we're going to have to sit up anyway for the sake of energy. But it's already back under 2 minutes again. Alright, group of 4.
The pack is increasing its work rate.
And those guys are not wanting to work. Okay, again, you're going to sit on. Rodriguez is going to keep working. Okay, minute 40 is the gap. Can this group of 4 get away, stay away? Here is Crass, 76 on the mountains, 71 hills. So he doesn't have much punch. Actually, we've got both of these guys beat pretty handily, especially with the two-man group. So if this break can stay away, then we're looking pretty dang good today. But here's the problem. Gap's a minute 10 already coming down. Also, though, we're already down to 75k to go. So kilometers are ticking off quite fast for this one.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate
a little
the
bit.
fact that there is a breakaway.
Ginn is slowly recovering here. Rodriguez contributing minimally. 71k to go. I'd like to go get water. through that period we just went through, as that's the easier period to get through. But then we're still going to need water again. Again, don't get dropped. Don't get dropped. Come on now. It's always a weird mechanic where sitting on at a higher tempo is harder than working at a lower tempo. Just the way the game coding works in this one. Ginn should have no problem sitting on, and yet he does. Minute 20 the gap, so it's holding pretty steady. Now 65k to go. Once we get up this hill and onto that plateau, so we have this little false flat section and then the next climb, then we have a relatively lengthy plateau. Longest one we have left, other than the fact that we hit it twice in the circuit. And that is where we will get water, or just before the top of that anyway.
An attack is launched.
Counter-attack by Ruben Fernandez.
Alright, we're in the window. Again, go ahead and grab some water. Both of these guys being on -3 is not helping us. We see a group of 3 who have just gone off the front, trying to go for things. Alright, Moreno's going to be water guy this time, as he's riding solo. And we're going to send him back right at the base of the climb. And then that way he'll kind of just cruise up the climb, grab the water, hopefully have it right by the time he hits the top of the plateau. Is this the Murdahui? It is. This is our finishing climb right here. Third time we hit this will be to the finish. You can see just how steep this is. 13% there. We are up to a group of 7 now. And tempo has changed. There's the top.
It's a puncture.
Finish right on the top. So group of 7. We have been joined by Haig and Fernandez and Chevalier. That's a strong group of 3 riders that have joined us, and definitely stronger than the group that has left us behind. Now Moreno, it looks like he got his water before they hit the top of the Murdahui, and that used a lot of energy, but fortunately mostly just red bar, so he has recovered. He's gotten his water. We have 53k to go. And there's still a lot of fatigue in the group. Been surprising how hard the pace has been in this race. Alright, Rodriguez does not have much energy left, but he has helped Ginn, who never fully recovered, but Ginn not working in this group. And actually, I think, kind of in a position where I almost don't want Rodriguez to work either, except for the fact that if this group is going to stay away, one of these guys is going to have to continue to work.
The pack is increasing its
And
work
so
rate.
that's
Some teams
Rodriguez.
can't be happy with the breakaway. A fall just took place in the pack. Several riders are on the ground.
Okay, Rodriguez out of energy. Let's see if we can just get him to sit on for a little bit. Ginn is going to continue to not work, though. Jack Haig is working, so at least there's somebody. Gap's down to a minute. Okay, meanwhile, back in the Peloton.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the
Let's
fact that there is a
up
breakaway,
the
given that the pack
chase
has increased
tempo a
its
little
speed.
bit,
The pace is so
just
high
to
that
be
a few
prepared,
riders are
since
gonna
we're
be very
focused
sore
on
at the
these
end of the
2
day.
for now. Okay, Ginn recovering a little more. Rodriguez recovering this nice downhill section right before the final 2 climbs is definitely good for recovery.
The riders
Gap's
are in
under a minute,
push of
though.
about 10%.
And it looks like tempo really just lifted massively. And that is Jack Haig who's doing that. Sepp Kras is trying to attack the group.
Their front group is disorganized, and some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack.
We're only 39 seconds ahead, so I'm tempted to not work here. Let this group go back. Leaves
The
one
pace is
rider off
really
the
hot,
front.
so for the moment, we shouldn't see
I
too
would
many
have bridged
attacks.
that gap if we were strong enough to do so, but Ginn maybe would have been strong enough, but not likely. I can see blinking red for our 87s here. And there we go, back into the Peloton. It is not a full-size Peloton at all. Here we go, Murdahui, penultimate time. Let's go ahead and go like this. Johnson, go ahead and gel up. I don't think you're going to last much longer here. And let's also set this to 89. 3 riders off the front. Do kind of quick step, upping the tempo. Now just the 1 rider off the front. Last rider of the break, Sepp Crass. 92 of the Peloton. We're up onto the plateau above the Murdahui. And next time is to the finish. 25k to go. Rainsford barely hanging on. Rodriguez and Johnson are essentially done. They've both used their gels. Rodriguez recovering for now. This is good. We're definitely going to use a sprint train towards the finish. But we're going to wait till at least the next climb. We'll get ourselves set up on the descent before the penultimate climb with our train. Grass, not too far away. We're pulling him back already, 12 seconds now. So, winner coming from this group.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The Peloton has significantly increased its speed. That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them no
132
chance.
riders. Rodriguez and Johnson get dropped. 50 at the front. These guys are done. Rainsford looks like he's about to get dropped as well.
15 kilometers remaining.
And he is. 43 left. We've got Ginn and Moreno back here towards the back a little bit. And this group of 4. Here's this false flat. Ginn, don't get dropped. Moreno, don't get dropped. Get over this. And then we're going to set ourselves up for the finish. 4-man group. I think this might actually split here again, which would be okay because 2 strong riders are right at the front of this. And yeah, see, it's trying to split right now. Okay, Ginn. But Moreno for Mark. I need Moreno to get up there. This was a little early for Vermark for his gel.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Okay, Ginn is dropped. That is a definite gap. And that's okay. Moreno was the one I still needed. Moreno recovering his position. Okay, Eric Butt's going to have to go first over the first climb. And then Moreno will lead him out. For Mark, that is. So, Eric Butt. Okay, bring us forward. Top 31. Penultimate climb. But never even made it forward.
Percentages are very high.
We don't need to beat these guys on this climb. We just need to not be beat on this climb. And Butt gets us to the top of the climb. Moreno lost a little ground there.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
For Mark was on our wheel. I don't know why he lost the wheel there for a moment because there was no riders in between us. But we need to be further forward than this. And Moreno needs to get me there.
Is off.
Formolo, Vlasov attacking Moreno, finally getting us forward. 2k to go. Setting us up. Here we go. The Murdahui. Moreno going at a 97. Okay, Moreno going 99. Leading out Kevin Vermark.
And there goes the mad
And
burst
here
for
we
the
go.
final
Vermark,
sprint.
500 meters. Still has the energy. Keep going. Keep going. Sprint it out to the finish. Can we get a top 5 right now? We're looking at about 7th place. Alaphilippe takes a win. Hershey second,
Wow, he
Toynes
handled his
third.
race well.
We get one spot. We beat Paulus. For Mark, we became the top American by beating Paulus to the top.
We're
For
waiting
Mark,
for the tail enders who continue to
needed the climb to
arrive.
be a little bit longer. Another 150 meters, he would have had 5th or 4th. Not a bad result. It's top 10. That was a really hard race. That was insanely hard. Eric Butt still has not reached the finish line. He was right there. What, penultimate climb? He was fading on the penultimate climb. And the final, 3.5, 4K took him 3 minutes longer than the front runners to finish. That's scary how quick he lost some time there. Moreno finished 12th. Good result for him. We beat a lot of really good riders. Pogacar, 11th. Lutsenko, 14th. Kamna, 16th. Simmons, top young rider, under 23 world champion, 20th. Two of my lowest potential guys have both managed to level up. William Barta, 28 years of age and just 3 to 5 potential, just managed to do so. And his training, let's see, time trial, his evolution won't show up till next month, but you can clearly see his time trial has gone up a little bit. 76, 77 now. Gained a couple points in those. I don't see anything else jumping out at me. He might have gained a point, stamina resistance, somewhere along those lines, but he's definitely a one-trick pony, but balanced otherwise. And despite the lowest potential of our riders, Denny Ginn, favorable rider right now. He's definitely one of our top GC contenders, just leveled up as well. So the time trial prologue, along with his classics rating, is where he made his biggest jump. He's only 66 on the cobbles, so I don't know if he gained some there or if it was his stamina resistance that picked up. Either way, you can see he's now got 3 solid 74s plus a decent hills rating, decent downhill, decent recovery. This is not a top athlete in any way, shape, or form. This is certainly not, that guy we lost at the end of last season who was our GC guy. I'm trying to not mention those two names for one episode at least. He's good. But that's all. Just good. And with very low potential, I don't expect him to get much better than this. But he'll have a couple levels. And now that we have a proper trainer, which I just switched him from time trial to now stage racing. Now that he's got a proper trainer, we'll see if he can gain some levels. As a Continental Pro team and only a couple invites, Classic season already is going to come to an end after today. We have Liège, Bastogne-Liège. We're already halfway through, 100k to go. And the real event is about to begin. We've put in a lot of kilometers already. We've got a large breakaway today, 13 riders. They had a 4.5 minute gap. It has been cut in half as we prepare to begin our heavy undulation from now till the end of this race with 95k to go. So that's a lot of climbing to do between here and the finish. Nasty race day condition, nasty weather again. There's a lot of negative race day conditions throughout the Peloton, not just within my team, but we definitely did not luck out with any riders having good, strong, positive race day conditions today. For Mark and Rodriguez have +1s, and then we got a few guys with negatives. The rest is zeros. So not high expectations today. I think we'll be very fortunate to have a top 10. You can see just how far back some of these guys have already gone just through 2 climbs. Let's up that tempo so that we don't drift too far back and get dropped from the Peloton. That would be really bad news to already be going out the back, but let's go ahead and bring that on down so that we can focus. You can see just how far back for Mark. Rainsford are. Our punchy guys. The ones that should be our big hope of the day.
That looks like a really bad fall.
Lost a lot of
It's a
ground.
shame,
Oh
but
great,
he's not
here goes
going
dead
any
again.
further. Uh-oh, a leader has fallen. We can only hope
Okay,
that it
here's
doesn't
the
have
crash
any
coming
impact on
around
the
this
outcome of the
corner.
race.
Does he get back on? He does. That's good. And this is why you always try to stay near the front as often as possible, because he gets dropped from the group, but only just. Alright, now it's time to bridge that gap. Okay, technically back into the peloton already. Let's see if you guys stopped. They have flat tires or what?
A leader is down.
Again,
The
we're
team
seeing
plans
splits.
could well be turned upside down. He's given up.
Yershov out.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Wow, look at that. We have almost the entire team in
A
this
group of
group.
riders has come a cropper, but they
Johnson,
all look ready to
Rodriguez, the
set
only
off
ones
again.
left at the front. Moreno. I don't know why you abandoned Vermark, but go ahead and support Ginn as he tries to come forward. Peloton just 19 riders at the moment. Rodriguez, go to 85 here. We don't want to get dropped by this group suddenly. Let's see just how far things have split up through these first few climbs. And there are plenty of riders who are never going to see the peloton again, but a lot of these groups will definitely yo-yo. Okay, Ginn. Let's go ahead and just stay put in pack here. Try to recover a little bit. Rainsford, you're nearly out of gas. So go ahead and do that. Moreno, do that. Johnson was dropped. And now Rodriguez alone in a peloton of just 17 riders. That actually could end up being the move of the day, as our huge chase group that now my entire team is in, these guys are exhausted. One last big climb, and it's the next one we're about to hit. Let's go ahead and use Johnson's gel. Rodriguez, let's set this to an 88 here. Don't want to get dropped. There's the breakaway. And here's the chase group. EF, Ineos, pulling the strings to try to get us back in contact here. Halfway up the climb. And we're starting to see the fade. Ginn loses contact. Rainsford on his own. Let's go ahead and set him to auto. Let's set Johnson to auto. These guys are not going to regain contact. Ginn, though, even with a 91, was dropped. And that's okay. He does not have much energy. But there goes Eric Putt as well. Now we're down to just for Mark and Rodriguez. And it's all together. Front two groups. So it was for just a moment. There's that yo-yo again. Rodriguez hanging on, but does not have much left. For Mark, obviously the guy with hope on the day. The two with the positive race day condition, the only ones left. And now, finally, it's back together. 40 riders with a shot. The worst of the climbs are done, but the climbing is certainly not done. In fact, we're only about halfway through
The team leader is falling behind.
the climbs of the last 100K. Tough day. Tough day. Alright, for Mark, recovered his position. Rodriguez, go ahead and protect for Mark, as he's got a much better shot. And, yep, we're going to go auto to all four of these guys. They are way behind now, 2 minutes back. And I don't think, outside of maybe those 2 riders and 5 riders, I don't think anybody's going to see the front. These 40 are going to duke it out for the win. Gaps opening behind. Those 5 riders fall back into the chase group. And we're down to 35. 3 climbs to go. Rodriguez nearly out of energy. Rodriguez, go ahead and grab water. We do need it one last time. We're down to 26. He's taking too long. He's not going to make it back. He's going to get dropped here. Yep, he did. He took too long. We're already on to the climb, and he's using the last of his energy. Oh, he pulled it off. Good job, buddy. Okay, down to 22. Rodriguez among the riders out. For Mark, all alone to the finish. That's not a good sign. He does not have a lot of energy left, but we are down to 19 now, so we're looking at the top 25 if Mark can hang on and not get dropped from the group. But he is not a great climber. He's only a 70 mountain rating. He's very punchy. But can he hang on? I don't know how long he can hang on for. Here comes the penultimate categorized climb. It's short, 1.5K. Big acceleration though from Hershey.
It's a good moment to show the team colors.
Okay, for Mark, 93. You could definitely keep up some pace here, right? 84. Okay, 8 riders getting away from 9. For Mark, leaving. He's caught in no man's land now. I think we need to be picked up by the group behind. Oh, Alaphilippe goes down. 8 ahead of us, 8 behind us, and we are caught in between, and we have no energy, so we need to get reeled in by the chase group and hope we can finish inside the top 10 by beating out the other riders. Come on. Heart rate. Heart rate. Let's go, heart rate. Let's gel up. We have 1 climb to go. I'm less worried about the finish than I am about getting through that climb without getting dropped. Here's Ruben Fernandez riding hard. He's now in between the 2 groups, and we just start to recover here. A little bit of yellow bar, but we're about to climb. That's not much recovery. Took a while for that heart rate to come down, and it's just going to shoot right back up here.
And they keep on attacking. Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep up. This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages
I would
are
love to
very
attack,
high.
but we do
The finish
not
line is
have the
getting
energy
close.
to
The
attack.
riders have
This
just
is
passed the 15
survival
road
time.
sign.
Pogacar attacking at the front. Our group got a little bit bigger. Group at the front. I think there's 9 riders away. 15K to go. Vermark looks like he's going to just hang on to this thing over the top. But this is not the top yet. Gonna have another little false flat.
Counter-attack by Davide
I don't know if he's going to make it through this. Yeah, he's on the edge of getting dropped here. Come on, Vermark. Come on, Vermark. Here's that last little climb. There's the top. Can you survive?
Watch
Come on,
out,
buddy.
the team leader is falling behind.
Still got a top 10, potentially. There's the top. There's the top.
10
All you
kilometers
got to
to the
do is
finish
make
line.
it to there. Decent downhill, decent stamina resistance. You can recover a little bit. You can definitely beat some of these guys in a sprint for a decent position. He makes it over the top. 10K to go. Alright, start your recovery. Start your recovery. You gotta be able to beat these guys in a sprint, so. Alright, I think we're looking at a top 20, not a top 10, but we'll see. We're getting just a little bit of yellow bar now. With the descent coming, we should get a little bit more before the finish. 6K to go. There we go. Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Davide Formolo is off.
Come on, Vermark. Just cruise. Paulus attacking, going for the win. There's the recovery coming. 4K to go. Heart rate's now very low. 3K to go. Let's start scooting forward. 2.8K to go. Here we go, the fight for the finish.
A
Pogacar takes a win ahead of Formolo and Alaphilippe, Hershey, Schachmann, Paulus, Toynes. That was the top 7. Now we approach the finish for our group. And we get to the front, 1K to go, and now we sprint it out. Can we beat these guys for a top 10? Energy runs out right before the finish. We just missed the top 10, 11th. Ah, so close. Simmons, 9th. Guerrero, 10th. And we get 11th place. That was so insanely close. Timing was almost perfect, but we ran out about 20 meters before the line. And I think we had 10th before that moment. Guerrero nipped us with about 15 meters to go to slip to 11th. Very, very close. Rodriguez takes 23rd. So 2 guys in the top 25. Tough day. We definitely needed a better race day condition from really anyone. And we could have placed a little bit higher. Alright, well at this point, classic season is now behind us. The early season is now behind us, and we move into what this season was all about. Dossier period. So we're going to open with our first dossier period for the next episode. We only have a couple sponsor objectives left. We have the Nationals left.
And here are the race highlights
And
that we
there's
selected
almost
for you.
no World Tour races for 2 or 3 months that we've been invited to. So we're going to go very, very quickly from May to October. The big thing, obviously, is going to be the dossiers and the signing period between now and the end. And the Nationals, of course. But that's going to begin into that next episode. So that's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.